Welcome to the Stagiaire Journey Podcast, Episode 1, Taking the First Step. Hope everyone is well. This is Kevin speaking to you from Vancouver, Canada. Today we'll be joined by a dear friend, Hilson. We'll be discussing friendships in post-high school graduate life, self-development goals in our 20s and beyond, and various related subjects. The theme of today's podcast is dreams. Enjoy. This is our 5th year out of high school.
Mm-hmm. We're old.
No, it's been 4 years. Like everybody our age is moving on now. People are graduating. People are getting into jobs, right?
Yeah.
Some people, a lot of people.
Some people are studying.
Some people still don't know what the hell they want to do, right? Yeah, tell me about how the difference between current Hilson mindset and grade 12 Hilson mindset. I'm just curious how your perception of the world has changed.
Initially, when I went to Langara, I just always had this thought that it would be so easy to make friends. I'm just going to go into a class and just talk with a few people, and then by the end of the semester, we'll be very good friends. Well, that ain't true at all.
First day Langara, what was your anticipation, and what were your expectations, and what was reality? How did reality hit you?
Reality was that I could easily make one or two good friends in my class and continue.
Actually, before that, I just want to ask, why is it important for you to meet people right away in Langara? I'm not saying that's to question your values or something like that, but from what I notice, most people, they are kind of comfortable with their social group already, right? The social circle that they already developed, and it's very difficult to bring in people, very difficult to branch off into new people. Like everybody is set in stone with the people they already know. Like, why is it important for you to branch out from your current social circle back in high school?
My social circle it wasn't very close. I mean, by reaching out to new people, I opened myself to new experiences. And that's always what I want in life, just new experiences, new feelings. And when you meet new people, you learn so much new things. It doesn't matter. It could be any types of new people. They could be bad or good. They all teach you something new. And so in Langara, I felt that was my new home at that time. And I had nobody there that I knew. So it was very instinctive and natural for me to think that to be more comfortable in my new home, I have to have friends, kind of like family members, to help me in courses, also in life. And at that point, I put so much importance on that. Still to this day, like when I went to UBC, I had to find new friends. It's like a new home for me as well. It's kind of like moving as well, when you move to a different country. And so my high school self-thought, I was so confident that easily within each class, I can make one or two good friends. But my first few terms studying there, that didn't really happen. And I'm just wondering why. Like, what was going on?
Why are people such assholes? Right? Why are people so cold?
I definitely thought a lot like that. And I heard a quote somewhere that of the 99% people that you meet and just talk with, only those 1% will be grateful and become your good friends. And I actually heard that from you.
Really?
Yes?
I don't know if I said that.
You told me about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even remember saying that. I do know that, amongst the majority of people that you encounter in your life, not everybody, most of them are not gonna resonate with you, right?
Exactly.
Like only a handful of people. Like me being an introvert, I don't really like to stand out very much. super introvert. Like I don't like to. I don't need a lot of people around me. In fact, I told you many times, like I'd much rather just be by myself. Most of the time, right? That's when I'm really comfortable. But mind you, when I took a personality test, it says that I'm like on the edge, on the fence. I'm 50-50, almost. I'm more on the, I'm like 51% introversion and then 49% extroversion. So I can be both.
That's perfect. That's the type of person I want to be.
You want to be that?
Yes.
I don't know. It doesn't feel that way. I kind of have to force myself to be an extrovert. Like, I don't know if I told you this, but remember when, it was actually like one of the first times we actually hung out. Remember that time when we went for Korean barbecue on Joyce? It was prom day.
I remember with the other two
Yeah,
high school friends.
Yeah. That, I don't know if you still hang out with them, but that's a story for another time, or maybe later.
I remember that.
But that was maybe one of the first interactions I had with you. But prom night was one of the few times where I actually like pushed myself outside of my comfort zone. And that night I was like, I'm just gonna let loose. I paid money to be here, so I'm gonna not stand in the corner and be by myself. I'm gonna actually, go dance and talk to people and go crazy, right? And because I did that, because I forced myself, I was actually able to have a good time, and I was super sweaty afterwards. So I'm just really curious though, like why was it so important for you to make friends? Like, I mean, it's obvious that people want to make a lot of friends, right? The more friends you have, the more happy you are, right? So says the media. So says the conventional society. But I'm curious why it was such an important priority for you to make as many friends as possible while you were in Langara. Like, weren't you satisfied with what you already had? Like, you had a lot of people who looked up to you already, in my opinion, at least.
When I went to Langara, I consider myself, I didn't have much people that I can ask for help. And when you have different friends that are smart in different areas of life, like in business, in health, sports, they can teach you a lot. And I just feel having more friends is like having more allies. You're like going to war, and the more great friends and allies you bring with you, the stronger you are. And everyone says, oh, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Well, of course, always. But what I want is a great quantity of great quality friends. I won't be satisfied with just a low amount of quality friends or a high amount of like low quality friends. I want both, and I know I can achieve both. And that's why from that point on, from 18 until now, still thinking until now, that's what I have to do.
So you told me that when you were in Langara, it was a big struggle for you to meet a lot of people. And it's kind of ironic because when I first went to SFU, it was really easy for me to meet a lot of people. And then it kind of reversed after you transferred to UBC. At that point, I started to struggle and meet people. And it seems like the people I met early in SFU like didn't give a crap about me, and I was like feeling super lonely at that point. Kind of ironic, but just saying. Like right now I'm kind of comfortable with what I have. Still working on it. I mean, I can always meet a lot of people. Right now I'm at the stage where I'm going out meeting mentors, right? People who are ahead of me in their field. Like I'm learning how to do salsa. I went all the way to freaking Australia on my own.
Salsa, ooh.
I told you, right? I'm learning salsa. There's a reason why, and we might get into it later, but
salsa.
Yeah, dancing. It's something I always wanted to do. But didn't really get into it until recently. I'm really happy. I've already taken a few private sessions, and I'm in the process right now of getting into the group sessions. So hopefully I'll meet a lot of people when it comes to that. Hopefully I meet people my age and not just like super old people. Nothing wrong with that, but I'd rather, so my intention is to meet a lovely lady around my age and hopefully, become lovers and so on and so forth, right? But maybe that's a story for another time.
Is it because that for older girls or younger girls, it's a generation difference in perspective?
What do you mean?
The reason why you want to meet girls or a lover that's similar age as you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just a insecurity of mine, but I mean, I find it kind of awkward to be, married to a girl who's like 5 years older than me. And maybe it's what media says, that the guy should always be older. The guy should be the one, providing the experiences. I don't know. I know we live in a world where it's more 50-50 now, or it's getting to that point, and it's okay if a woman, shares her experiences with you. If she has more to bring to the table. But I guess I personally haven't evolved to that point. I told you many times, like, my dream is to make 6 figures or enough.
Hey, you know who to send some money to later on.
Yeah. Or enough so that I can be financially independent, so that I can take care of the family on my own, right? And basically, you know how in Japanese culture, it's more common for the man to
Salaryman.
yeah, basically the man is the breadwinner, right? And the woman stays at home. Even in Japan, though, they're starting to become more westernized, and the woman is starting to work as well, right? But I guess my upbringing and all my years of media information being thrown at me, I guess I somehow developed the thought that the man has to support the family, right? And that's why I am uncomfortable with getting into a relationship with someone who's older than me. That's why I want to meet people. But getting back to you, like, that's why I'm learning all this stuff, branching out, meeting new people, finding mentors, because I want to, I guess it's similar to what you wanted. You want quantity and quality, and you want common interest, right? For me, I want to get into social groups where people have the same common interest as myself. I like salsa, I like dancing, I like podcasts, I like I like self-development, I like business, right? I like guitar, I like cooking, right? I want to meet people who share a similar common interest as me in those fields. So I guess that's similar to what you wanted to do when you were in Langara. You wanted to meet a lot of people who shared a common interest with yourself. But that didn't work out so well until you went to UBC. Like, what happened there? Like, what changed? Like, how come so many people started to open up?
I think it's because I've gotten better looking.
Maybe it's that.
No. But just when I was around 18 to like 20, my years around Langara, I thought to myself that you can't give up on people. And even if one person rejects you, or 2 or 10, this shouldn't stop you from continuing on to meet new people. Because there are others out there that will accept your effort. And I just kept on trying no matter what. No matter how many times you fail. That's the best lesson in life, actually. Failure, learning to fail first and then succeed. Sometimes we are lucky to have success first, but we always need failures.
The public school system that you and I went through growing up is broken in the sense that they instill in our brains that failure is not an option. But that's not how our reality works, right? Everybody who became successful has failed in some way or another, right? Elon Musk, somebody you and I admire quite a bit, co-founder of the three largest companies, right?
Tesla.
SpaceX, and another one that I don't remember right
By
now.
the way, when are you gonna buy your Tesla 3?
Model 3?
Mm,
I don't know.
I can't wait.
Maybe in 2 years.
Oh,
I don't know. It's quite a long time. I'm quite happy with
I can't wait.
taking transit right now. Well, I'm not happy, but I'm comfortable with it. And to be honest with you, since maybe because I haven't driven a lot, it's I'm a little afraid of the road.
It's really fast.
I know. I'm sure. I know you and I talk about 30-day challenges and a lot because building good habits that way. I'm sure if I were to drive for 30 days straight, I would be comfortable at that point. But right now, I'm a little uneasy, right? Yeah.
As we grow older, all our preferences, some of them change a lot significantly, and it's just influenced by like media, others around us.
Yeah. But back to you at UBC, like how. Actually, first, what was the I don't want to say trigger, but
Mm.
what was the significant difference between UBC people and Langara people? Like, how did that? I know you were like quite astounded by how open, how welcoming people at UBC were.
To be honest, I just feel the biggest difference it could be that at UBC, it's such a big school. Everyone naturally thinks, oh, everyone's so distant from each other. We all come from so many different backgrounds. Not saying that Langara didn't do that, but Langara, it was just really small school, and I just believed in myself that as I kept on trying that, I will be lucky enough and as well as good enough to find those others that accept me. While in my time in Langara, I also thought to myself that I didn't really have anything to show for to other people. I wasn't really great at anything. But now I'm starting to become a great person with great habits, trying to.
I see, but are you trying to say that like while you were in Langara, you had nothing to offer? You had no value to offer?
Exactly.
I disagree with that though. I mean,
you can disagree, but to others,
arrogant of them, in my opinion. Like, they think they're better than you at Langara, people on Langara. Not to say that everybody at Langara is not an arrogant person, but maybe just the people you came across.
Right.
And you're saying that people at UBC are a lot more humble and they accepted you right away.
some did, but some didn't. Right? Some really just talked for 2 or 3, 4 times, and afterwards didn't contact each other at all. And I just feel like in UBC, one thing I always say about UBC that's much better at Langara is they do such a great job at hosting show events, where they give you the opportunities to meet people if you choose to, and that's up to you. And that's something that I've always been so grateful for going to the school.
I guess that's something unique to UBC, in my opinion, because every other school that I heard of in our little town, Vancouver, SFU, Langara, BCIT, they're all known for like super studious students, and they don't party. Is all about studying, right? Not to say that college should be about partying, but I mean, you have to keep a balance, right? You have to study, get good grades, but at the same time, you're also there to meet people and enjoy, make new experiences, right? So I think UBC does a very good job doing that.
That goes with playing hard and working hard, right?
Typical engineer, right? When you went to UBC, you decided to pursue psychology. How was that? And how is it currently?
The courses are pretty interesting. I don't regret choosing this. It's very practical. I can use in real life. And whenever I tell somebody I'm studying psychology as a major, they're like, whoa, you know how to read people and all that?
That's like the stereotype.
That's,
right?
yeah,
You
that's like a
read
stereotype.
minds.
And they're always like, what, are you going to become a psychologist after? And they always ask me these like different types of questions, and I just feel that it's a very complicated subject, psychology, and it's not very easy to understand. But once you understand it well, it's very mind-blowing.
Interesting. What made you shift from becoming a businessman to studying psychology? Is it because you wanted to be a teacher at that point?
To be honest, you brought up a really good point. I was wanting to become a business teacher, enrolling in economics. I really suck at math.
That doesn't mean anything.
I was doing calculus 1, and I was doing very, very poor job in it, despite
Most people do.
me trying hard. And I was at the point where I realized that I have a chance to switch now. And so I did. To switch to psychology, something else that I loved. I love economics as well. I still love economics as well. Like, I do stocks. I read businesses every single day. It's just so interesting, so fascinating. But it's just unfortunate that I can't major in it because of my mathematics marks.
You're not bad at math. You just
Thank you.
didn't want to put the investment into math, and you wanted to pursue something else, which is what I decided to do as well. I didn't want to pursue math. I didn't want to pursue programming. I wanted to pursue digital marketing. I wanted to become a businessman and make money some way or form. But I came to realize over the past few months of hustle and grind, that I'm not the best at being in front of the camera. You know how when you have a business, you can either have the face of an image, a face of the company, be a person, a spokesperson, or you can have, say, a brand, right? For example, Microsoft has Bill Gates, the face of Microsoft, or the spokesperson, right? Or it has the brand Microsoft itself. Or Apple, they had Steve Jobs once upon a time, and now they also had the brand, the Apple logo, right? So I realized that I'm not the best at, being the face of
And presentation-wise.
Yeah, presentation-wise. So I feel that perhaps maybe I don't want to be a businessman and start up my own company. I want to work under somebody who shares similar values as myself. So you and I are big fans of Wong Fu. Once upon a time, I wanted to become their successor in a way and create my own short films, right? But then I was super insecure back then and inexperienced, and I got into an argument with one of my cast members, and that didn't work. It didn't work out. It kind of discouraged me. It's definitely my fault and my lack of experience, and that didn't go according to plan, and I kind of pushed it under the rug after, swept it under the rug, and didn't really pursue it. But the funny thing is, I never really gave up on editing videos, right? You and I, like a few months after we made a music video, like that was cool. That was pretty cool. And it seems like every single year, I would always put out new videos. Like just a couple months ago, I made the language videos with you, right? Or I showed you a few of them.
Nihongo journey.
Yeah, Nihongo, right? It seems like my editing skills are just getting better and better. And maybe I'm thinking I'll work under a company and perhaps help them edit videos and help market their products and stuff like that.
How's
Yeah.
that going for you right now?
Right now, I told you, I'm in a stage of seeking mentors and bettering myself and honing my skills, acquiring new skills, and hopefully meeting a special someone along the way, right?
I hope you do. And even if you don't, you'll do something special with them, if any of the people that you meet.
Hopefully. I'm in that stage in life right now where it's a bit of a struggle to meet new people. So I'm pushing myself into different areas that I haven't explored before, but I have a bit of an interest, like salsa, right? And a lot of other stuff, business, podcasts, self-development, right? And I'm trying to network that way.
And that's actually really smart thinking, because you can't always think one way. You have to always explore and do other things. Like, there's lots of ways to do a certain thing. And what you're doing right now is, it's like, if meeting friends or connections isn't working in school or classes, try something else, right?
Yes, sir. I actually want to come clean with something that I didn't tell you before.
You took drugs.
No. No, I'm always the MBA. Actually, I kind of indirectly smoked weed at one point in my life, and that was because a girl I was seeing, she took weed. She did weed, and yeah, I indirectly did weed because I didn't actually smoke it myself, but she did it. So yeah, that's how I indirectly did weed. But I wanted to tell you that I'm actually in the process of dropping out of school right now. I didn't tell you, but I actually dropped out all my courses during the end of September, and I actually spent all of October working on my business, working on a few businesses actually. I first started something called Shopify. Have you heard of it?
I know that app, yeah.
Yeah, I started a Shopify website, and I'll show you another time, but I wanted to make or sell custom t-shirts.
That's really popular.
Dog t-shirts, right? And
Like graphic t-shirts? Is that what you're saying?
like a picture of a dog on a t-shirt.
Wow, with different designs and...
Yeah.
Hey, all the girls are gonna love...
It's very
stories.
popular. It's very popular. And I'll tell you right now that I only did it for less than a week because I quickly realized that it wasn't something I wanted to do. So the reason why I wanted to pursue the Shopify print-on-demand t-shirt company in the first place was because I heard that it was zero inventory, right? And it's zero inventory. I didn't want to store up my entire home with boxes and boxes of items and then ship them out myself. The awesome thing about the Shopify print-on-demand t-shirt company is that you have a vendor far, far away. In this case, it was in
Pub in China.
no, not in China. It was in the States somewhere. Maybe they ordered from China, but they ship out your design t-shirt. So you come up with the design and they print it and then they ship it to the customer, right? So I was fascinated by that. And I quickly realized that it wasn't something that I personally wanted to pursue because it didn't align with my values. Like, I wanted to start it because I thought it was a great way to make money. And it might have boomed if I invested my time into it, right? If I had invested my time, and I'll show you in a little bit a commercial I actually made for the t-shirt, I was pretty proud of it, to be honest. I learned so much, like Facebook ads, Instagram marketing, how to build an Instagram audience. I'm still in the process. In order to build an audience, you need content, which is why I'm deciding to make podcasts. That's why I decided to quit the t-shirt company, because I didn't want to just get rich quick. And I didn't want to make money or pursue a living based on something that I didn't really have a lot of passion for. Yeah, I like huskies. I want a husky someday.
Huskies, corgis,
Right.
retrievers.
But I didn't want to chase after something that didn't resonate with me, right?
So are you saying?
I didn't want to spend the next 20 years selling dog t-shirts, basically.
Are you saying the way that you make money is very important for you? Like doing it, your value, your ways.
Yeah, basically. I want to, which is why I decided to create a new company. Well, it's not an official company yet, but in the process, I went on to create Stagiaire Journey. So Stagiaire Journey is the new brand I'm working on. And
Wait, you thought of that name?
yeah,
That is really
Stagiaire
dope
Journey.
name.
Stagiaire, the word I first came across it when I was watching Shokugeki no Soma.
Oh shit!
Yeah, stagiaire, but it's a French word meaning trainee, and that aligns with my way of living. I want to become a student of life. I want to learn from mentors and take in their knowledge and incorporate it into my own way of living, right? That's what stagiaire means to me. Plus, I like French and I like Japanese. Oui.
I'm sorry I disappointed the French viewers out there.
Don't worry about it. I want to go to Montreal someday. Montreal. My dream is to be able to have a home here in Vancouver and have a home in Montreal.
Do you want to go to? Is it in French? Is Paris?
Paris.
And
Paris.
learn their
Proper French. Yeah.
and as well as their, 5-star cuisine lessons.
Maybe. Right now, I'm learning under another mentor how to speak French on YouTube. Maybe I'll share sometime. Yeah, and yeah, October was just a mash of growth. I actually wrote a book as well for my new brand, Stagiaire Journey, and the book I may or may not share it with you because
Is it an actual published book?
it's an ebook. It's an
ebook.
Yeah. Well, PDF, but yeah, a digital book, and it's a compilation of lessons that I learned from my trip to Australia, which I may or may not tell you today. It's
Fine, be that way.
it's a bit of a personal story, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to share that story yet. Eventually I will. And if you stay tuned to my content, you'll definitely hear about it when I speak to my mentor. But enough about me. Let's go backtrack.
Oh, good to continue.
We went on a tangent, like way off tangent, and I want to hear your story, how you were able to meet such awesome people when you transferred from Langara to UBC. Like your paradigm of life just completely changed. Your view of the world just completely went from like completely sadistic, you hated people, to like you were super welcoming of people when you just within a span of a couple of months.
It's the people that you meet that motivates you. So at Langara, I was very lucky enough to meet some very, very, very talented and great friends. You know who you are. And for them to accept me for who I am, it kind of motivates me and become more greedy for, I want more friends like these. And when I went to UBC, I found more friends like this. And you had to realize that.
Wait, you just said that you didn't meet a lot of people. You weren't able to meet a lot of people in Langara.
Mm-hmm.
So how come you contradicted yourself right now? You did.
Oh, no, I met few.
You met a few,
So I
but
figured
you
my
didn't
friend-
meet. Your expectations weren't met when you initially
Totally.
went. Yeah.
Totally. And in UBC now, once I went to UBC, my expectations still, I changed it a lot. Instead of meeting in every single class one friend, I thought to myself that in one semester, try to make one good friend. And I also have a rule for myself where if you're classmates with someone, you aren't friends until you two have studied together or hung out outside the school. Just being in a school setting is still not friends as well. Yeah, because there's so many times where I've been together with someone only at school and afterwards we didn't contact each other for no apparent reason. So I can't call them my friend for that.
So for you, it's not enough to just be in the same classroom. You can't be a friend that way. You have to be closer.
Yeah.
So at what point do you consider someone, would you classify someone a friend?
When they personally accept your hangout invitation, and as well as they inviting you for a hangout.
So not only do they have to hang out with you, they have to invite you. They have to initiate a hangout with you. Which makes me wonder, like you mentioned earlier that you saw yourself as someone who wasn't able to offer any value, but you just mentioned right here that you're the one who always initiates. You're the one who sets up the hangouts, right? That's what I always perceive you as, the leader. You are someone who is giving, someone who is offering. How come in your eyes you don't see yourself as someone who is able to offer value or someone of value? At least back then. Because you were always the one to initiate.
Back then, I felt really unconfident about myself because of just so many rejections and all. I thought to myself, like, there must be something I'm doing wrong. There's a reason why people aren't accepting me as friends. And at that point, I promised myself that I need to learn more about the world and have better skills so that when I meet future people, I can offer them something better than what my Langara self could offer.
Would you say that was the trigger for your self-development journey? Like at some point you went on your own journey towards bettering yourself, right? Self-improvement.
Definitely, and combine that with the first great friend I met there, knowing that, oh, I do accomplish something. I have accomplished something, and that even if it's such small, only one friend that I met there initially, that means a lot.
I like how you see making a new friend as an accomplishment. I don't know, just something like, it's like a video game in a way.
Life is sometimes a
Achievement
video game.
unlocked.
Yeah, achievement unlocked, yeah.
We talked a lot about our self-development journey up until this point. So I want to take this time to ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time, 10 years' time? What do you want to say to yourself? What do you expect?
In 5 years, wow.
It doesn't even have to be 5 years. It can be any number. 2 months, doesn't matter. Long term, think long term.
Well, long term, I feel every day I'm working towards my long term future. And my long term future, maybe when I'm 27, around 27, I wish to have a lot of great habits and trying to cut out all the bad habits in my life. I hope that in the next few years, I can just cut out all these bad habits and have great ones, because these great habits can really change your life. It's just like it's something called a butterfly effect. I'm not sure if you heard of it, where a small change in your life leads to other changes in your life.
Ah, yes. I heard it was the ripple effect, but
Huh?
maybe it's a synonymous. I don't know. You mentioned before, it was quite a while back, you and I had a conversation that you saw yourself by 25, the age of
Mhm.
25, that you really saw your life coming together.
Mhm.
Do you think it's still possible? Or has your...
3 years, I think I can reach that level.
What do you want to achieve? Like you,
Mm.
I mean, definitely finding your core group of friends, you're
Right.
having a nice social circle.
Yeah.
What else? Maybe finance.
Financially, I want to be able to purchase a car, and
You already have a car.
it's my family's. I don't count it as my car because it's my family. They earned it. I'm not deserving of it. I want to be able to show others and myself that I myself can earn money for my own car, and what's mine is mine, and that's a big accomplishment for me.
You want to be independent.
Yet, someone that's independent, someone that is reliable on, not in almost all situations. Obviously, there's always some weakness in something that you don't know. But
Give an example.
as in maybe like computer programming, graphics designing, I don't know too much about it. Right? But as in if for businesses, the economic side, yes, that's one of my strengths.
You want to be seen as an expert in your own field.
Mm-hmm.
You want some sort of expertise, right? And then maybe you can delegate tasks to other people to fill up your weaknesses that way. That's what you mean by reliable.
Reliable.
You want to be reliable in your own field.
As well, one of my biggest challenges is becoming fluent in languages. It takes a long time.
Right now you're focusing on Mandarin.
I'm focusing on Mandarin. I'm also focusing on Korean, and a little bit on Japanese as well. But
I thought you
thi-
quit Japanese.
I still learn some during meantime.
I'm focusing on French.
French, yes.
And obviously, since I'm Chinese, I'll have to practice at some point. It's kind of difficult though, because it's a bit of a long story, and I might give the full story another time. But my family is from a little village in China, right?
Mm.
And so their Cantonese, our Cantonese is not,
The different dialect, is
it's,
that?
yeah, it's not Hong Kong, it's not what most people are used to. So to me, like, since I was never actually born with Cantonese or Mandarin, I mean, I guess I don't have
Is
that
it lesser motivation to
less
someone?
motivation,
Yeah.
right? The only thing that's pushing me to learn it is the fact that I am Chinese, right? My family is from China, therefore I should know how to speak Chinese or Cantonese or Mandarin at the very least. At least to a conversational level. I don't see myself being able to read fluently,
Mm.
literate, right? But I'm Canadian, so English and French and Japanese culture has been something I've been really interested in
Very
ever since I
inspirational.
was very young. So I want to learn Japanese that way.
It started with anime, right?
Started with sushi.
Oh.
When I was 5 years old, I was at TNT with my mom, and I came across a party tray of sushi, and I was like, wow, that is amazing. What is that? So I begged her to buy it. She wouldn't buy it for me.
What is that?
So I cried.
Nandesuka.
So I cried. It's the origin of me, my introduction to Japanese culture. It started off with
Sushi. Your love for sushi. Your first love.
yeah. So but yeah, I'm practicing French and Japanese, and you're practicing a variety of languages.
And I hope later on that we can have a group hangout with your friends. I mean, it's very important to meet friends that are native speakers of that language. So like being able to to communicate as well.
Is that a dream of yours?
Yeah, I think so. Like meeting your French friends,
French friends?
French friends, Japanese friends, right? It's always great.
Why do you want a group hangout in the future so much?
It's just like exchange cultural learning, right? Every culture is so different. Every culture has their own games and values, just sharing. English is the language that bonds everyone together.
You think so? For now, China's
Yes.
economy is growing, so maybe Chinese will be the glue eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even now, it's the most, in terms of people, number of people, it's the most well-spoken language in the world. But in terms of, never mind. Let's not worry about that. Let's not worry about that. Yeah, a group hangout will be pretty good in the future. It'd be nice. Are there any words you want to tell your future self right now?
To be honest, to really continue on working on breaking those bad habits, trying to improve my skills into a much greater level, like finding different ways to learn through different people, different styles. Time management is so important because in one day we can be so productive if we know how to use it correctly. And so just telling my future self that continue on to fight, that even if you fail, you fight failure, and that's how you go into success, and that success goes as high as your confidence.
Nice. I know that's one of your favorite quotes.
I personally thought of it myself, so it's
Nice.
something that always will stay with me.
How about we go into that quote a little bit? What does it really mean? What does it mean to you?
Success goes as high as your confidence. Confidence is the strong feeling inside yourself that you personally think the things that you could do.
Confidence is your belief in yourself, of your abilities, of your own abilities.
That's something that you should always be aware of in confidence. Even if you have low confidence, you should still attempt to try something because the results will teach you a lot more. You don't always want to do things just because you have high confidence. Do it when you have low confidence or even have none. Trying all different aspects of life. Because when you just do things, when you say, oh, I have confidence, I have high confidence, it really limits you to what you don't know about what you could do when you don't have any confidence or that.
Cool. Let's hear that quote again.
Success goes as high as your confidence.
Nice, nice. All right. We'll end with that.
And what about you, though? You had to tell me.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, fine. I was trying to dodge.
No. You have to tell me.
Where do I see myself in 5 years? Honestly, my vision of my future is constantly changing, and it has changed drastically numerous times over the past couple of years. Like, I wanted to be a filmmaker at one point. I wanted to be a cook at one point. I wanted to be a teacher at one point. Now I want to be a businessman, right? Or at least work under a company that shares similar values to myself, right? So I guess I'll go with that. For now, for where I am right now, I see myself hopefully living a comfortable lifestyle. That's always been something I wanted. Maybe not have a family yet because I'm still young, but
You're never too young to have kids. Come on.
maybe save that for my 30s, mid 30s or something. But in the next couple of years, when I'm 27, hopefully by then be on my way to working in my ideal career, whether that's my own company or a company that resonates with me, right? And obviously continuing to acquire new skills, hone my current skills, meet people, basically overall self-improve.
And stability, would you say? Definitely a sense of stability in your life.
Hopefully, but I think stability will come a little bit later. I think 5 years is not enough for me to achieve everything. I'm still very much in the beginning, so, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Things can change rather quickly. Hope you enjoyed today's little discussion. If you like what we do and you want to see more, follow us on Instagram at STAGIAIREJourney. Check out STAGIAIREJourney.com, and don't forget to follow Hilson on Instagram at Hilson_1. We'll end off with a quote. If I think I can only do nothing, and I continue to do nothing, nothing will ever change. I will fight. That is my courage. Take massive action no matter what. I was listening to one of Tony Robbins' speeches the other day. He mentioned that not only do successful people take action, they also believe that they are worthy. Even if we don't believe in ourselves, believe in the process. Believe that our actions will take us to our end goal, step by step. It all starts with taking the first step.